Hamilton County Developmental Disability Service Center has said that, listen, while you all are working on this collaboration, you can have your classes here.
Oh, great.
So in a sense, I am getting a feeling as an enrollment counselor for Wilberforce, which is in Xenia,
right,
almost 65 miles away,
right,
that people here in Cincinnati are just saying, we are really happy that you're here.
Right. Well, like we said earlier, when you and I had attended the Climb program, we were able to drive up to Jordan's Crossing.
Correct.
I think during that time of the 18 months that I was taking that class, through Climb in Wilberforce, I drove to Wilberforce maybe 4 times, and that was for the last leg of it where I had to take that class. And then to graduate, it was just all worth it when we were waiting for our name to be called. We was like, we're going to get our master's. I'm like, okay, Darrell, we're going to get our master's, and you have got your master's from, you had went on to get your master's.
That's correct.
Yeah. But thank you for that information. That's great information. And we also have another special guest with us today. Now, the plan today was to have more than 10 students that I have worked with over the years that have now graduated from high school and they're going off to college. I'm not going to mention their names, but I'm going to give you some of the colleges that they have decided to go to. 3 of the young ladies will be going to Tennessee State, where there's like 5 of them going to Tennessee State. So this year, Tennessee State University, located in Nashville, will have over 50 kids from the Ohio area, which is exciting because they're all out of state, so that's exciting. We have kids that are going to University of Akron, Bowling Green, Wright State, Ohio State. Did I say OU? Ohio University, University of Pittsburgh. Oh, Alicia's going to Columbia. Kaya is going to Howard. So we are so excited because I've been doing the tours for the past 11 years, taking kids around the country to visit, exposing them to colleges and universities, and just try to let them know that it's so important for you to do something after high school, whether it's college, military, or vocational. There's nothing else you can do. There's nothing else in between unless you have that rich uncle, rich parents where they can say, hey, we have a business, we want you to run the business, you've been running it since you was 3. But in our situation and some of the situations of the kids I've dealt with, those are the choices that they have. So, but I did have a young lady who came today. Her name is Kamilah. I had an opportunity to meet her a few years ago. She went on a college tour, and I sat with her so she could map out her plan, and she was all over the place. And I was like, you know, I've never met anybody like me, because I could be all over the place sometimes too, because I want to have my hands into everything, especially when it has to do with education and working with kids, because I love working with kids and helping them out where I can. So she decided, when she called me and told me that she had decided on the college that she was going to, I was like, you know what, as long as you go to college, and when you finish that college, you go on and get your bachelor's and then your master's and your license, and you're going to go far. So I'm going to introduce her. She's over here to my left for Darrell. Her name is Kamilah. So Kamilah, welcome. How are you?
Good.
I'm glad you could join us. You're so welcome. Now, can you give the audience, when you're in high school, because you're just class of 2011, you was the 11th in your class of how many students?
233.
That's beautiful. So you had over 7 colleges that were trying to recruit you to go there, and you decided to stay local.
Right.
So you could tell the audience, why did you make that decision? Let's back up for a minute. When you were in your 12th grade year, what steps did you take to get to where you are today? Were you studying a lot every day? Because a lot of kids, they have a lot of different activities going on. There's a lot of distractions. Some of them want to go to college, some of them don't, because they don't think that they can do it, and things like that. What helped you to get focused and make that decision so when you graduated from high school that you were going to go to college? What helped you with that?
Well, Ms. Hocker, I'll say that all my life, well, really my entire life has been devoted towards my education. College has always been at the very top of my priority list. Coming into high school, I had one goal. I was on a mission to get a full ride scholarship. And so I enrolled into several AP courses, honors courses. Really, I just made it a point to challenge myself so that I could be prepared to be able to take on challenges later on in college and place myself in a position of where I could be ready for college. But My sophomore year, I really had no idea where I was going to school. I didn't really consider that until my junior year, when I went on a college tour. And while I was in love with the idea of going to a black college, I soon realized that I couldn't afford a black college. So really what it all boiled down to me was the ticket price. After researching many colleges, I found that the University of Cincinnati was the most affordable for me.
You said University of Cincinnati?
Right.
Okay.
But I found that there was an even more convenient option, and that was attending a satellite branch, Raymond Walters. So I will be starting at Raymond Walters Monday.
And your major at Raymond Walters is going to be?
Communication disorders.
Oh, great. So what do you plan on doing after Raymond Walters? Because it sounds like you're a very focused person and that you have challenged yourself to put yourself in that position. And that's the key word that our students have to do, especially when they start going into the 9th grade, is challenging themselves. Even, taking those honors classes, taking classes over the summer. My son didn't understand why he had to take some classes over the summer. It's like, are you serious? You are a 9th grade going to the 10th grade. You have to be prepared, because a lot of our other kids throughout the country are better prepared than some of the students that I have dealt with locally. What is your major going to be? What did you say?
Communication disorders.
So when you finish Raymond Walters, what are your goals after that? Because it sounds like you're going to continue on to something big.
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
In order to be certified in speech pathology, I will have to get my master's degree. So certainly an option, Wilberforce.
So you'll go to Raymond Walters to get your associates, right?
Right.
Okay, and then
next fall, I'll be attending the main campus to get my bachelor's degree.
Okay. And after that, Wilberforce.
Right. And then after that?
Definitely consider Wilberforce.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Wilberforce, that's right. Yeah, it's so important, like I said a moment ago, that our kids take advantage of challenging courses. They spend time on Facebook. I know they do, because I'm on Facebook. And Facebook, to me, has been a promotional piece. I'm able to connect to my cousins in Europe by chatting. I don't have to spend as much on my phone bill like I used to, calling them and speaking to them. I could just send them an easy message. They can read it. If it's something of importance, we'll talk on the phone. But I see a lot of kids on Facebook just talking unnecessary stuff. But if they was to spend time and search for scholarships, and not only that, look for colleges that are on Facebook, because everybody in the United States has a Facebook page, unless you're living under a rock. Even if you have like 5 friends. Right now on my Facebook page, I think I have 37. So people add me. I'm trying to get to 6,000. And by the end of the year, I will have 6,000 associates. I'm not saying friends, because some of the folks, I'll be quite honest, I don't know. They usually want to add because I put information about scholarships. Anytime someone's sending me information about scholarships, I always post it on Facebook. FastWeb just has some money. They're always sending information. The deadline to apply for scholarships is such and such date. So if you don't have a FastWeb account, you need to get it like last week, because how FastWeb works is that you create your own profile of what you want to be. If you want to go into speech pathologist, communication disorders, engineering, education, dancer, whatever the case may be, they have your email address, and they're going to email you every scholarship out there that's targeting that area. And then what you have to do is go in and research that and maybe write an essay. And that's another challenging thing, because guess what? Our kids don't like to write. They don't like to write because they see a blank piece of paper, and I'm the same way. And you can look at that paper. Okay, this is, you know what you're going to say. It's in your brain, but if you could just put it down, even if it doesn't look grammatically correct, you can always set it aside and then go back to it and read it out loud. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to read it like, did I write that? Did I for real write that? But yeah, so if students were to take time to do that, they can receive scholarships. We have a student right now. I have so many students. They're actually not really my students. I'm going to say students/kids that have received scholarships. All they need to do is show up to college. And I was just at one young lady's party last week, and I asked her, I said, so how much do you need to take when you go to college? What is it that you need? She was like, I have over $65,000 in scholarships. So, which means that she already has her 4 years paid for, her tuition, room, and board. The $60,000 is going to cover all the other things that she needs. So I was like, wow. So all you need to do is just take your bags, your little blanket and your pillow, you know, and some freshen up and clean up for your dorm, and show up and stay focused and do what you're supposed to do. And she was like, pretty much. I was like, that's what I'm talking about. So, and over the past few months, I have been to so many graduations that I have been like, you know, it's amazing to seeing all the kids graduate and things like that. But I was also reading the other day on Black America Web with Tom Joyner that he was saying, and I think you respond to it. Actually, a friend of mine, Rachel Frost, sent it to me, and I had went research it to find out what it was actually saying. And what he was saying was that, and a lot of high school counselors, principals, teachers need to take heed of this, that there are a lot of kids graduate, 200 to 300 students in a class. And there are some success stories within that class, not your valedictorians, not the student president, not the best to succeed, but a lot of kids are in that group that have testimonials. They can say, hey, you know what, my mother put me out when I was in the 9th grade or the 10th grade. My mother was this, that, father, and look at me now. I have graduated from high school and I'm on to receive a scholarship to a college, because I have kids that are like that. But when I went to their graduation, I did not hear them speak at all. So I think they need to do that. And I think if they do that, we will have more kids who will want to focus and, you know, go on off to college or work hard in high school. Like, hey, if they did it, then we could do it.
You know, I wanted to address something real quickly in regards to your college tours.
Thank you.
I know that my daughter, my oldest, Jessica, had the opportunity to go on a couple of college tours with you, and she was very informed. I think they were very, very effective. Because I believe she went as a sophomore. Yes. And I believe she went as a junior.
And that's when we left over in Kentucky. I can remember that was about 5 years ago. Yeah.
And she just came back with so much more knowledge about different colleges and the information that's put out at the colleges and the opportunity to get away from home and to visit some of these campuses. I want to address our young people, the young men and women that are graduating from high school, that have graduated or that are going into their senior year. There are very few major decisions that a person makes in life, but one of the most important decisions that an individual will make is to attend college.
Definitely.
I would say that with the African American, it levels the playing field a great deal. One of the things that we need to look at as far as taking this next step is not just going to college, but when you get to college, what should I take? What courses should I take? What should I major in? Where are we lacking as an ethnic group in the workforce? I did a little research this morning, and I just pretty much what is the disparity right now between African American men and our Caucasian counterparts in the workforce in different fields as far as once they leave college. And what I found out is that a lot of African Americans are not going into fields like electrical engineering or certain types of engineering fields where you find a lot of Asian and Caucasian men and women attending. So my statement here, or my comment, is somewhat twofold. First of all, be a leader and go to college. And what I say be a leader is a lot of young men and women are followers to a great degree.
And they're afraid.
And they are afraid to make their own decision or make up their own mind. Going to college, you're making an investment. You're not spending your time. You're not wasting your time. You're making one of the most important investments you can ever make in your life. Or starting out maybe with a 2-year program, like our friend here, who's going to Raymond Walters, and then have aspirations of going on to UC, and possibly, you know, we